Good afternoon, everybody. This is Pat Walker at Mission Winners. Hope everybody's doing well, having a good weekend. So let's look through these and see what's going on. Why do we look at the ETFs? There's a very important reason and foundation. Leading groups produce leading stocks. Leading stocks produce leading groups. And what do? We take a look at these and see where the money's going or areas to avoid. So here's cloud computing, weekly on the left, daily on the right. And you can see there's a tremendous amount of overhead supply in this chart, okay? A lot. This thing lost half its value. Here's a valuable lesson. People say, oh, I'm a buy and hold person. I'm just going to hang on to this, okay? This would leave a mark here, folks. That's serious. So manage it. Now it's basing down here. What does it need to do? Take out these tops, but it's lifting up some, but it's going to take a lot more power. Electric vehicles. A big chunk of this is Tesla, and you can see it does have a higher low. Tremendous amount of overhead supply. It is lifting up here a bit. That is a plus, okay? Remember that phrase. It is lifting up a bit, all right? That's good. Maybe it's turning the corner. Let price and volume tell you what. Dow Jones Internet, it's picking up a little bit here. You can see this channel right here. Really, it's picking up a little bit. Volume's just okay. Like to see more power there, all right? IBD 50, ETF, this is the weekly. I mean, it's picking up some, but folks, this isn't so good. This thing went basically from 50, see right here, 52 down to 22. And I'm not criticizing the IBD 50. No, it's a great proxy of leading stocks, but it also shows you how this market has really gotten hurt bad. And I hope you avoided it. We did. So we'll watch this and see. Maybe it's going to start turning a corner. We'll see. GDX picked up here and here, here and here. See that strength versus these other ETFs I showed you? Well, would you say, oh, that probably looked like a good one to buy? Yes, it was on the key list and we own it. There you go. Now, it's picking up. This is a valuable lesson. It's a little bit extended from the breakout here, right here or here. I would encourage you, please don't get emotional and chase price. If you own it, you're in great shape, but wait for another pattern to set up. Chasing price can be very costly. And there's no clean entry here, all right? Clean and simple basis. Gold's picking up right here, and it's working. It's extended also. The train's left the station. Don't chase price. But it does show you that maybe it'll base back here, form a little handle, and form another entry spot. Gold. And it was strong before. When the market's acting sloppy, this was rallying. That's why we got involved with the gold stuff. Here's the biotechnology. Long base here, okay? You got a cup maybe with a high handle forming, and I'll draw this for you just so you can see this. Perhaps it will take that out and lift. By the way, I said a very important word there. I said, perhaps. We don't know the future. We don't forecast. We don't impose our will on the stocks, our charts. We let them tell us what to do. But if it takes out this line right here on a good pickup in volume, that could be a potential buy with biotechnology. And it's a longer base. There we go, showing some strength. Online retail's picking up a little bit. As you can see, still lagging down here on the weekly though, okay? But again, have you noticed the theme? There's more ETFs that are starting to move back up a little bit. That's good. That's what we want. Oil and gas needs to pick up through this line here, okay? There's a lower level spot here. Perhaps it'll lift, and I'll draw this for you just to show you. And it's nothing fancy, folks. Just go across these tops right here. Notice something, and these are the things we teach at Mission Winners. It's picking up, and volume is steadily rising. It's not really heavy, but it is picking up a little bit. There you go. Continue onwards. Expanded software, technology, it's just going sideways. Not a lot of power here, folks. It's, not a lot of power. Be careful with technology there, software. U.S. medicine's picking up a little bit through these tops, right? And you can see it on the daily. You can see it on the weekly. That's good. What does it tell us? The group is improving. I don't know if it's going to continue. You don't know if it's continue. But for right now, it's improving. Have you noticed something again? Over and over, you're seeing things improve. That tells you, and it has been saying, hey, maybe I should get a little bit more invested. We don't have to forecast. We tell the charts, we let the charts tell us what to do. Mid cap, picking up a little bit across these tops right here. And I'll draw this for you. There you go. It's nothing fancy, folks. What's it need to do? Take out this line or take out these tops and do it on really good volume. Mid cap. What else does it tell you? Now, the mid cap stocks are doing a little bit better. There we go. U.S. home construction going across these tops, picking up. Now, let's connect the dots here. And again, these are the things we do at Mission Winners. For those that don't know, I was an IBD meetup co-leader for 12 years. These are the things we talked about at the meetings. Analyzing the charts, not forecasting, getting in line with what is. You can say, oh, it's picking up. Why would that be? Well, it's showing that interest rates are dropping, which makes home ownership, buying a home, a little cheaper. There you go. Shows a slightly improving economy going with it. S&P 500 growth index. This is kind of lagging here. I just showed you a bunch of ETFs. Just look at the weekly on this one, this one, this one, this one. That one's lagging. This one's okay. That's picking up a little bit. You see the point? Biotechnology. And then I go back and say, not a lot of power, right? It's IWM. There's airlines. Let's continue onwards. By the way, there's a small cap index. Just pointing that out. Go back to the growth, lagging. Here's the small cap, mid cap, small cap, IWM going sideways. See that base right there? See the volume picking up on the weekly? That's good to see. Perhaps taking out this line, and I'll do something for you here as a courtesy. There you go. It's a great maxim for you. If you want to get better at reading charts, look at a bunch of charts. It's the truth. You want to get better at hitting a baseball? Take more batting practice and coaching combined with it. That's what we do here. Coaching. Picking up a little bit on small cap. That's good to see. Airlines picked up. It's crossed these tops right here and had decent volume. Okay, that's something. And by the way, it had a higher low setup and it's picking up. What does that tell us? The rally's spreading out a little bit. I'm not going to say chase price here, but it was acting decent with that higher low setup, picking up a little bit. Regional banking, it's lifting, but there ain't a lot of power. Compare and contrast. Look at this chart moving up, and look at this. See the difference? Show you again. Oh, this took out the old highs from a week ago, and it's moving up. This didn't even take out the old highs from a week ago. There's nothing there. What does that say? Be careful. Stay away from regional banking. Mid-cap starting to pick up a little bit. Maybe take out these tops across here. And I'll draw this for you. By the way, I said maybe. We don't know the future. But it is improving. It also tells us something else. The rally's spreading out to various areas. Oil services picking up here a little bit. That's good to see. Had a cup with a high handle. There we go. Picking up. Something to take into consideration. Online retail picking up. Do a compare and contrast. Look at oil services, the weekly, and look at this. You go, yeah, it's picking up, but there ain't a lot of power there, Pat. That's right. Good work. Pharmaceuticals across these tops. Yeah, there's potential there. That's good. Here's QLD, the Nasdaq 100. It's picking up, but folks, I want you to look at this weekly chart, okay? That looks a little bit better than QLD. That looks about the same. That looks a little bit better than QLD. That looks a little bit better than QLD. That's not so good. That looks a little bit better than QLD. That looks a little bit better than QLD. That's about the same. That looks a little bit better than QLD. You see my point? What's lagging? Not doing so good. The Nasdaq 100, the big Nasdaq stocks, not demonstrating a lot of power. Maybe it'll start, okay? Something to consider. QQQ, same situation, picking up a little bit. Retail has a higher low, starting to improve. Compare and contrast. Look at QQQ, all right? And then look at RTH, a little bit stronger. Cloud computing, lagging, not much power. Folks, this hit new lows for the move last week, 2 weeks ago. That's not good, all right? Silver picking up a little bit, had a higher low setup, and it's lifting. That's nice to see. Take a look at some silver stocks. Steel's picking up a little bit. I'll raise this over here. Here's steel. Look at that. Compare and contrast that to other ETFs, and you can say, that looks a little stronger. That's why we do this at Mission Winners, to show you what to look for, but also what to avoid. Semiconductors picking up a little bit, but it's still kind of lagging, isn't it? Spiders picking up a little bit, needs to show some more power, okay? That would be good to see. SSO, same situation, but it is picking up a little bit. We like that. Solar's picking up a little bit. That's better. Small cap, yeah, it's a little bit, but there ain't a lot of power there, folks. Be cautious with that. Uranium, not too much power there. Oil, U.S. oil, not a lot of power there. Be careful with that. Aerospace is picking up a little bit. You see these charts? Focusing on the weekly? Say, oh, what does that tell us? Maybe look at some aerospace. You could click up XAR and Google the top 10 holdings. Maybe there's something there. There we go. Systematize, another biotech ETF, picking up across these tops. Little lesson for y'all. Biotech, individual biotechnology stocks are riskier. A news story out of the blue can rip them. And I hate that word, but it's a fact. So always be a little cautious with individual biotechnology stocks. This is picking up a little bit, all right? Home builders picking up a little bit. Interest rates are starting to fall. Home builders starting to pick up. There's a direct correlation. Materials, how do you build stuff? How do you build houses? Well, you need materials. That's starting to pick up a little bit. Energy's been acting decent, as you can see. Not bad at all. Industrials. This is picking up a little bit. It's got a deep cup with a handle. Industrials. Continue onward. Technology. Compare and contrast. This is hitting highs from last week, approaching highs from a week ago, right? Here's XLK. It's well below the highs from a week ago. It's saying there's just not a lot of power in technology yet. It's improving, but it's not a leading power group right now. Consumer staples, it's just going sideways, all right? Utilities, not a lot of power there. Healthcare, I just showed you a bunch of ETFs that are starting to pick up. This fell last week. Be cautious with that. This is up, but it hit new lows for the move this past week. Consumer discretionary. Be careful with that. Metals and mining picking up a little bit. That's good to see. Do a compare and contrast. You look at this and go, this hit lows for the week. Metals and mining had a higher low. Look in the XME in the top 10 holdings. But it tells you there's some strength in that group. Oil lifted up a little bit, but not a lot of power. Retail picked up, but not a lot of power. Software is really lagging, not a lot of power. Cloud computing back to the top. And the MAXLIST. Here's Apple picking up a little bit off the lows, okay? But note, a week ago, this hit lows for the entire move. So there's some strength there, but we'd like a lot more, all right? Here's Amazon picking up off the lows. Volume came into it, tremendous amount of overhead, but it's starting to improve, right? That's a plus. That's a plus. That's what we want to see. Alibaba, see this clean and simple base? I'm going to show you something here. We love, at Mission Winners, I love clean and simple bases. Why? Because everybody can see them. Here's that base there. Here's the lower level base on a daily time frame. See that base? Folks, I just showed you some major indexes that aren't doing so good and haven't been doing so well. Look at this. And look at this. And you see that buy? That's why it was bought. It was on the key list and it's running. There you go. I'm not saying buy it now, but I'm just pointing out the tactics work. We're always prepared. Love it. There's nothing going on. I'm not going to look at any charts. Well, we looked at charts and look at the volume on that bar picking up. There you go. It's working. I'm not saying buy it now, but that's how we do it at Mission Winners. BIDU, through these tops picked up. We did, here's the weekly and here's the daily. We bought Alibaba. It was a little bit better and a little cleaner, but BIDU's picking up. Good to see. Here's Google. It's picking up a little bit, but you can see in relation to others, it's still lagging. There's not a lot of power here. Be careful with that. Here's Goldman Sachs, lifted off here way back in October, had a good run, pulled back, double topped here on the daily, and now it's pulled back and it's starting to lift off again. And note on the weekly, volume's picking up. That's good to see. Now, I'm not saying buy it now. It's a little bit extended. Don't chase price. That's very important. By breaking out of clean and simple base levels, don't chase price. That will really help you. All right. So, but it does show that this is picking up some. There's MasterCard going across these tops, and it's working. Look at the volume coming in on this bar. Look at that, folks. This is a great lesson. You say, oh, it's just kind of going sideways. You know, I can see it here. Maybe it'll take out this base here, you know. Oh, gee whiz, it did. They voted. There we go. I'm not saying buy it, okay? But there's some strength there, and it showed strength. When the market was sloppy, this was starting to pick up. Look at the volume. There we go. That's connecting the dots. That's what we do. Meta is picking up a little bit. This is the Facebook deal. Going across these tops. Lifted across right here. Now I have to pause here and share something with you. I'm showing you things that are improving. I'm not pounding the table saying, oh, buy all this. But it is showing that the market strength is improving some. And that's good. That's good to see. So focus on that. No forecasting. All we have to do is get in line with what is happening. Microsoft, now you look at this and you say, this one isn't so good. Compare and contrast. This is hooking up a little bit. This is cooking up a little bit. This is moving up a little bit. This is not so good. This is moving up a little bit, right? Boom, boom, boom. There, there. Not so good. Not as powerful, is it? That's good to know. Here's Netflix. You see this little shelf right here? I just showed you a bunch of weekly charts that's like, yeah, some look good, some don't look so good. Notice how this was steadily rising. It was outperforming the market. You see this little shelf right here? You see the volume pickup on that bar? This was on the key list for buy. I'll slide this over so you can train your eyes and minds. Just going sideways. Oh, maybe if it takes out that line on a pickup in volume, that'd be pretty good. Oh, gee whiz, it does. There you go. And you're in. And that's it. In a crummy market, that's a good move. That's 10% in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 days. Now, am I saying it's going to continue? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just pointing out this is what we looked at, and that's what it did. Continue onward. NVIDIA lifted across this line right here. I'll draw this for you. These are things we do at Mission Winners. It's nothing fancy. Simple flat base. You know, folks, that's it. There's nothing fancy. And it picks up on a pickup in volume. There you go. That's what we look for. Refresh that for you. So it's lifted off. It's a start. Where's it going to go? I don't know, but it's lifting some. Continue onwards. Tesla has a little base right here. I'll draw this for you. There it is. Now, here's the weekly. Tremendous amount of overhead there. I mean, look here. That's a lot of overhead. But it is basing down here, all right, as you can see. And there is some accumulation in here. Perhaps it will take out that line. I'm not forecasting. I'm not saying it's going to. I said perhaps. What does it need? It needs a good market. It needs to push through here, and it needs to pick through here on really good volume. There you go. Tesla. But remember, there's a lot of news going on with this stock. Be aware of that. Don't be ignorant of it. Okay? I can't stress that enough. Visa had a little base right through here, and it's picking up. It's a little choppier, but it's picking up. And then we go back to the top with the spiders. So what's the takeaway here? There's some improvement in the max list.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.